The D+R HARDI partnership, actually, the roots of that took place during a program that we were operating under the stimulus package, the CR program. And through that, HARDI was actually extraordinarily helpful in helping us out deliver rebates to HVAC distributors across the country. Based on those conversations, we discovered there was this need for better data in midstream distribution industry, particularly for HARDI members. So in 2012, we entered into a test pilot project where a couple of the HARDI distributors submitted us data and we produced a report. That worked so well that we decided to expand the partnership and do a full-blown data collection, analysis, and benchmarking program. So 2013 was when we launched that, and we are now in our 5th year of data collection and reporting back to the HARDI members. The project had been delivered through a sort of a static Excel PDF report delivered to the members quarterly. Over the course of the past 2 years, we had been developing a new website portal to deliver this to distributors and make it far more flexible for them. One of the concerns we had with the older reports were that it was just page after page of information, very difficult to sift through. So we started developing a portal to deliver that information and make it much more searchable and hopefully actionable. And we actually did end up rolling that out at the beginning, late 2016, early 2017 in full. And it has been very well received, and we've actually been able to respond to membership comments much more quickly that way, because we can make changes to the website and really adapt to what the needs of the membership is. In order to participate, any HARDI wholesale distributor member can just simply contact us at D+R or any of the HARDI staff. They'll forward them on to us. We try to keep it as simple as possible. It's a simple data submission that typically takes about an hour to set up, and individual members are assigned an account manager on our end. They'll work with them to get that process started, set up an account, and then once that's all set up, we'll do an initial test data submission, and then it's pretty much off to the races after that. We really do try to keep the level of effort low on the part of the distributor. We're willing to accept data in all sorts of types and formats. If you're doing reports for other things, we often will start there to make sure you're not replicating efforts internally. And so once that's signed up, you get immediate access to the market level data for both countries and regions. You can do things with that, like track new product and technology trends in regions. For instance, a lot of members have used it to track the changing ductless market over the past 3 to 4 years. It's been a topic of conversation, and really you can see if all that conversation is reality by looking at the data. And that is available immediately upon the first data submission, even if it takes us some time to get you up to speed on your own data submissions. Yeah, I think there's a number of ways that we've heard the data is used, and also how HARDI itself has used the data as well. One is to, as I mentioned earlier, track those new product trends. We've seen that a lot, particularly as the regional standards from DOE came into effect. What products we're actually selling, how did that change the local market, and how did it change what maybe other people are offering in your territory? We all want to meet the needs of our customers, but if the market is drastically shifting around you, the only way to know that is to actually look at what you're selling versus the market. The one feedback we've had is that it would be even more useful to go to a lower level, so state level, sub-state level, MSA level. So we're really pushing to get that done, because then you can actually start doing things like market share calculation on the state level, which I know many of the memberships would like to do. Other uses we've heard is comparing things like internal revenue projections versus what they're selling. So certain types of products have different margins. There may be some confusion exactly where you could sell more units but actually have less profit or less revenue, depending upon what that product mix looks like. So it can really help the financial edge at the ends of the business as well, to understand why things have occurred in your business. If you have an up or down year, or unexpectedly are making more revenue than you think you would have otherwise. So one of the things that we've heard in this program is that need for more granularity, to understand what's happening on a more localized market. The only way we can do that is if we get more participation. We're pushing very hard to get the state level data by the Q4 report, which we rolled out in January. I will be previewing some of that in my conference presentation, but if we want to go even further, if we want to take it to that, let's say northern and southern California or eastern and western Pennsylvania, some of the things that are already broken out in the HARDI regions, and to really get to that localized level, we need more participation. That's simply a statistics issue. The smaller the market, the more of the sample you need. So the more people that participate, the more likely that we will be able to offer that information in the future. And the sooner we get people onboarded, the sooner that can happen. We do right now report quarterly, though we request that participants send us monthly data if possible. It gives us more time to ingest that data and make sure it's accurate, and we can turn it around and get it uploaded into the portal. It's also in the future, as we can explore a future enhancement potentially of going to monthly reporting. So we do request it on a monthly basis, but right now and for at least for next year, we're looking to stick it with the quarterly updates. We typically do 2 webinars a year, at least one year in review sometime early in the year and a mid-year update. Typically the annual year in review, so for 2017, we'll probably be doing that in February or March of 2018. And then we like to do one check-in later in the year, normally late summer, sort of once we get the Q2 data in, so we start getting a sense of what the cooling season is going to look like. So that's typically when we do, but members are free to reach out to us at any time if they need more help, want to better understand what's going on in the market. We're happy to have those conversations as needed, and I really do encourage people to reach out to us and have that conversation.